Lesson, I'll show you how to get started improvising your own bluesy licks in 6 steps. Let's dive in. The first step is to pick a key. I recommend sticking with a guitar-friendly key if you're just getting started. Of course, you can play in any key on the guitar, but it pays to stack the deck in your favor in the early stages. So what is a guitar-friendly key? Well, it depends on which tuning you're in. If you're in standard tuning, like I am here, and you're into acoustic blues, then a really great choice would be the key of E or the key of A. They're going to work really well, especially if you want to thump out a simple dead bass to support the licks. But if you're playing slide, keep it simple and choose the key that you're tuned to. For instance, open G is tuned to a G chord, so we would choose the key of G, D for open D, and so on. And since I'm in standard and I want to play my licks over that E dead bass, I'm going to choose the key of E. The next thing is to choose the scale. Now, scale choice is important because it really defines the sound and the emotion of the jam. You could go for bright and snappy sounds by choosing scales from the major family, for example, major pentatonic, major blues scale, Mixolydian mode, or even the major scale. Or you could go for a darker blues sound by choosing the minor pentatonic, the minor blues scale, or the Dorian mode. Let's go with the minor blues scale for our example. Now, we need to learn this scale on one string, and if you haven't worked on your scales with this one string approach, I highly recommend it. You're going to link the sound of the intervals visually with your movements on the fretboard. And playing on a single string like this is a great complement to any positional scale work that you might be doing already. Let's focus on just the first string now. So let's map out the E minor blues scale on that string. Open first string is our E note. The minor third is at the 3rd fret. The perfect 4th is at the 5th fret. The flat 5th is at the 6th. The perfect 5th is at the 7th. And then the flat 7th is at the 10th. And of course the octave here. Note the note location's cold, but here comes the creative part. Start improvising short phrases, something really simple, using just these notes. It could be anything, but I really want you to stick to the key, stick to the scale, and stick to just this one string. Here's an example. Now, we'll use a tried and true blues framework to help us develop this into a more complete musical idea. We can use call and response phrasing to answer this short phrase to create a longer, more developed part. Here's an example. Next, repeat the process of mapping out the scale along each string and jamming on those notes. We're going to map out the E blues scale on strings 3 all the way down to the 6th string right here so you have it as a reference. We're going to start with the root in each case, and here's our root, the E note on the 2nd string, 5th fret. Up 3 frets is the minor 3rd. That's always going to be the case. That's a cool thing about this single string approach. You don't get lost moving across the strings. When we move up 3 frets, that's going to be our minor 3rd. Then we come up 2 frets and we've got our perfect 4th, and then these 3 are right in line. They're right next to each other. That is the perfect 4th, the flat 5th, and the 5th. Now I'm at the 12th fret, so the open string will also work. And then our last note of the scale is the flat 7th, and that's the D note on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, back to the root. Right? Or of course you could use that open string for the B note. All right, on the 3rd string, our E is at the 9th fret, and we're going to come up the same distance to the minor 3rd. That's going to be at the 12th fret, so we know we can also use the open string there. Then we've got our perfect 4th, that's at the 2nd, and these 3 are easy, right? They're all next to each other, and that takes us all the way up through the perfect 5th. We just need the minor 7th, the flat 7th now, That's at the 7th fret, and there's our root. Moving over to the 4th string, our E is at the 2nd fret. So same distance, we move up for the minor 3rd. Then we've got our perfect 4th, flat 5th, perfect 5th, and then up to our flat 7th. That also works as the open string, and then there's our root. For the 5th string, our E is at the 7th fret, moving up for our minor 3rd, up again for our 4th, which also we can do with the open string. There's the flat 5th and the 5th. We need one more. That's the flat 7th, and then there's the root. 6th string looks identical to the 1st string. We've got the open, the 3rd fret, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, and 12th. The final step is to improvise using multiple strings. Start with the 2 adjacent strings and expand your comfort zone from there, and feel free to incorporate any go-to licks that you already have in your bag of tricks. Here's what I came up with for an example. The thing is, having a few go-to licks in your back pocket just ready to use can help fill out this sound on the fly. Really helpful when you're improvising. So watch this video next to pick up a few of my favorite micro licks that are perfect for this jam. I'll see you there. Until then, practice smart and play on.